Hey everyone, and welcome to Talk Daily. My name is Eddie, and today we're going to be talking about the Ford Mustang Mach-E GT versus Tesla Model Y performance. And this article is for Motor Trend. I will have the link below to the original article, but I'd like just to bring it to your attention that the future is here and it's fun. Obviously, looking at these cars, they're called an SUV, but there's really nothing really SUV-ish about them if you're not aware of the Ford Mustang. And by the way, before I keep going, I want to give credit to Mr. Miguel Cortina. He's the writer for this article, which published on January 14, 2022. He's talking about the reveal of the Mustang Mach-E, which occurred actually in Hawthorne, California on November 19. That's when I mentioned the idea and they brought it up. It's Hawthorne, California. And if you don't know, that's the location where the Tesla, the Model Y that's being presented here, was actually made. Actually, I'm going ahead of myself. I'll just read it out loud. He said the announcement was how okay, so he's talking about basically the announcement of the car on 2019 for the Mustang, and then he goes on by saying, how could a Mustang, a gasoline fired V8 packing two-door pony car, suddenly be a four-door electric crossover SUV? And obviously you can see that's the old mentality thinking over there, but things are changing. Technology is able to take a car that looks like what you would think is an SUV high point of gravity and make it handle just like an ordinary car that's lower to the ground, obviously. And not only was that happening anyway, so he goes on, although details were scared at the time about the Ford. So anyway, let's talk about what's happening now. It says early this year we were paid a much. So they what happened is they took the Tesla Model Y against the Ford Mustang Mach-E, and they did the head-to-head comparison. Remember, the Tesla at the time of this recording is it's not on sale yet, but this one has a dual motor. And here's a picture of it. That's the Tesla over here, and it's gonna have a dual motor. I mean, they look fantastic. I know. Let me know what you guys think, but the car looks slick. I mean, it's what we're used to. It kind of looks like a big Volkswagen Beetle. But it's just like my opinion. That thing has the face of the Mustang. The kind of has the grill, the headlight. Um, in my head, I still think it the AMG, the Mercedes AMG SUV, but again, these are very capable machines. They're very, very capable machines, and they're doing what they do best. Doing a 0 to 60, 0 to 60, and I believe they talked about the Tesla did a 3.5 seconds 0 to 60, where the Mustang it did a 3.6, and 3.5, 3.6. It's a 3.5. Okay, whatever you want to do an average, 3.55. To me, that's neck and neck. I don't care about the 0.1 second. Okay, 0.1 second is irrelevant. But if you care, that here's the number for you. Anyway, and then they talk about the quarter mile, but it shows a little bit more on the quarter mile. What the Mustang crossed the line at 12.6 at 100.6 mile per hour, where the Model Y crossed it at 12 seconds flat. Not 12.6, 12 flat at 114.7. So obviously the Tesla has more oomph, more power. The difference between the two were more evidence on public road, and they talk about the brakes. Using hour of the year loop, they talk about like basically driving the street. The Model Y felt considerably more eager. Smash it accelerator, and the Model Y performance absolutely rockets away without any hesitation, never letting up until you do. That's great to see. The Tesla, it is honestly a very well, from the review, it looks like a car that is just a sport car. It is literally a sport car in an SUV, crossover SUV package. The Mach-E, the thing about a Mach-E, it's not as eager as the Tesla, but the Model E has better stopping, so it stops better. And here's the numbers. So the SUV has a 480 horsepower and 630 foot-pound of torque, and that's for the Mach-E, if I'm not mistaken. Between the two, Mach-E rides more efficient. So they talk about like how it rides. Obviously, all these vehicles have with them, the eco, the normal, the sport mode. And I don't know how many people are always gonna be fiddling with them, but if you're a car guy and you love your car, I'm pretty sure you're gonna go with them. Probably drive constantly on eco until you press a button and go on sport when you want to. it's good to give you that opportunity. Here's the number about the braking I was mentioning. The Mustang just stops a bit better at 105 feet from 0 to 60 at 105 feet, and basically 60 miles an hour and hit the brakes. The Mustang did it at 105 feet, where the Tesla did it at 113. So it's a little bit more, and it makes a difference, in emergency braking. Um, Without mentioning it, it makes a difference when you're at the track if you want to brake later. Um, but regardless, here's another point, which is gonna be the main, in my opinion, when you look at an electric car. We're still dealing with, okay, how long it takes to charge the vehicle. The Mustang has 150 kilowatt. The peak rate is 150 kilowatt, where the Tesla has 250 kilowatt. The Mustang it took how long? Basically, to get 150 range, it took you 30 minutes. To get 150-mile range, took 30 minutes of charging. They use 350 kilowatt electricity America Fast Charger. We went from 15 to 80% charge in 41 minutes. I don't know about y'all, but to me, that is still, I need to plan that out. And this is not, I'm still going to put it out there. This is still not a car I want to go road trip with. 41 minutes waiting to charge a car is not happening. And remember, this is 80%. All these cars go up to 80 because if you don't know, the charging, they drop. They start doing trickle charge, okay? So, and that's what I'm talking about here. He says, however, once the battery get to 80%, the charge rate drops to just 13 kilowatt, or about the rate of level 2 charger, meaning it dramatically increased the time needed to fill up. That's why he put it overnight. The Model Y, on the other hand, can charge a peak rate of 250 kilowatt, but we had mixed experience supercharger stations. Again, that's another point. That's a good point to mention. He says, on the way home, we stopped at a busy Mach-E supercharger with our Model Y, taking 15 minutes to charge from 30 to 80%. We were only getting 48 kilowatt rate. At a less busy supercharger station, however, the Model Y needed just 15 minutes to go from 28 to 65%, charging at a steady rate of 190 kilowatt. Like the Mach-E, the Tesla charge rate dropped once the battery reached 80%, but it stayed around 60 kilowatt. So you can see, you see that the Tesla, I still believe, okay, for now, at this point of recording, they are kind of have the edge in the electric car industry. Everything they do, I don't know what it is, and maybe they just hired the right people at the right time, or they have this this lure where maybe it's all these young engineers want to go to, and they're getting all this, like, it just feels like they're just a little bit ahead of the game, and their internal R&D is doing great. I mean, remember, this is Tesla versus Ford. And you guys have seen you understand how big Ford is, right? I don't have to let you guys know how big Ford is. Ford is humongous. Ford is gigantic of a company. And in fact, Tesla, that's on around, been existing for what, like a decade, two, duking it out with the behemoth, the thing, the Ford. I mean, Ford, people. That's Ford. Ford. And if you know, have you seen Ford for Ferrari? Just watch that movie. It's amazing. And that's back in the day. Ford built a Ford GT. I know I'm going off target, but they built a Ford GT and they won Le Mans like that when they wanted to. So it's amazing to see how the game is up. The game is up. The level of competition here is amazing. We haven't had this level of competition for designing a vehicle since, I don't know, you want to go back to the, I don't know, grandparents' generation. I mean, we're talking about from a flathead engine to a dual overhead cam. That's probably was the biggest thing that happened in cars for like the past generations. And now look where we at now. It's amazing. It's amazing. So, yeah. So anyway, so they keep going saying the Mach-E GT versus Model Y performance, the value. Excuse me. They're talking about giving that's the cost being just $3,000 apart, $3,600 apart. Might as well be identical at the price. They're referring to almost $60,000. I think it's maybe like $63,000. That's not without adding the markup. I don't know how they're gonna do the markup or what the situation is gonna be. But here you go. Here's a figure: 66,190. That's the value. So let's read from the piece. Although Tesla seems to increase the Model Y price every other week, a short list of options help keeps the SUV price down slightly compared to the Mach-E, especially when the Ford is loaded up. While $66,190 is exactly attainable, there is a good value in terms of performance, overall excellence, and technology. In the ICE realm, the coolest competitor, a comparable equipment Porsche Macan GTS, costs more and is slower than the Model Y performance. Um, yeah, again, I think at this point we need to. That's another thing you don't hear about, and you probably hear on my station. You're gonna hear here that the dollar has a very very low value. So if you are an older person, if you start getting gray hair on your head, you're probably gonna everything looks expensive. Okay, you gotta get a cheeseburger. You're like, oh, I used to pay $5, now it costs $7. Everything costs money. Everything is expensive. So 66,000 is just like that's like back in the day when you bought a car for 40. Just get over it. Just get over that number. So if you're young, 66,000, yes sir, because you're already making what? Like young people are making how much? Like you know, minimum wage. I don't know whatever state you are, or wherever you're watching, but here in the dollar in the U.S. minimum wage went up. I don't know, whatever. So everything goes up. Everything goes up with it. It's not like your minimum wage goes up and only you making money. No, everything costs more. Everything, gas costs more, electricity costs more, everything costs more. Um, so anyway, so 66,000 in my eyes is really not astronomical. It's not really oh my god, it's so expensive. No, that's what you expect to pay for a luxury, performance, modern, high cutting edge vehicle. And the reason Tesla keep increasing the price, because Tesla is a smaller company than Ford. Ford are able to absorb the cost if it, and again, that's something I'm pretty sure a lot of you would know that Ford is a huge company and they could absorb costs. For example, if they release it at a certain price, I'm pretty sure they have a lot of uh, the team that Ford has compared to the team that Tesla has. I don't care. I don't care what anybody would say. It's larger. Ford has more people working for them than Tesla does. Now, that doesn't mean that one is a better value or one makes a better product. It's just they have more people, and I'm pretty sure they have a plan in case they thought of it and said, okay, that's the price, and that's why that price stay. And they need to increase it, probably increase it next year, or they have a loss from somewhere. I'm pretty sure they absorb it from different lineup. Where Tesla, it doesn't have the lineup, and I would want to say the liquidity that Ford has to it changed the price mid production. And that's why it keeps increasing, because they're following probably inflation. They're following their costs. I mean, I don't want Tesla to make a car and I'm losing money off. Heck no. I love Tesla. I want them to keep going. So now we're talking about their verdict. They obviously placed the Mustang in second place because the high speed. You know, it's it. I don't like that, honestly, because it's always about speed. You're not buying these cars for speed. I'm the opposite. I want range, people. I want to charge it quickly, but I know that is something that has nothing to do with them. The battery design, you're limited to the chemistry of the battery, the physics, the laws of physics involved in it. It doesn't matter who you're buying it from. That's the limitation you have. It's just like where limitation you have with gasoline. You only have certain amount finite energy inside of it, the gasoline molecule. Extracting all of it, you could be as efficient as possible, but you get to a point, and that's the point we are right now when we're talking about the battery. You could design a battery using lithium, and you could change the structure of the battery so it could gives you better output more efficiently. But regardless, they're talking about the speed, the quick acceleration, the fast charging, the futuristic interior. Where the Mustang, they talk about the handsome styling, superb ride and handling, and grabby brakes. So they don't like the brakes, the handling. I guess they didn't like the handling that much of the Model Y, and that's about it. They said the ride is a bit harsh, interior quality could improve. Of course, that's another point I was mentioning. Remember when I said Mustang to Tesla? You can't compare. I guarantee you the Tesla will fall apart way before the Ford will. Again, you can't take years and years of internal in-house data research accumulated over all the years. Ford can tell you when a bolt will go rusty in Alaska. They probably have data for that, where Tesla doesn't. And I'm pretty sure Ford is not passing that information down. All these companies, for example, have you ever wondered why your clear coat on your car will like fade? Don't you think, like, for example, Honda? I'm looking at you, Honda. Honda, wherever Honda is. Mm-hmm. Why? You didn't think Honda knew about that? They did, but they didn't because they keep changing it because to meet regulation, but they don't have the data about it. They didn't intentionally spray your car with something that will actually flake intentionally to piss you off. They didn't know. But now they know. And they learn from that mistake. And that's how companies grow. And Tesla is no different than that example I just gave you. So you're looking at interior and say the interior is the quality can improve. Of course it will improve. And it will improve. But and they're gathering data. And I don't know if you know, a lot of Teslas will break and they had issues. But it's okay. It's a learning experience. You buy a Tesla. I hope this is not your only vehicle. I guarantee people who buy a Tesla maybe have two of them, maybe three, and electric scooter. Basically, have other mean of transportation. This is not the only car. Okay, these guys are not going and buying groceries for their business in their Tesla daily, constantly. No, you're not gonna find these cars doing the um, uh, basic labor work. It's not okay. This is if I am a construction worker and I need to put a bunch of paint in my car and go around and paint, I am not gonna get in a Tesla. Okay, so don't compare it to that level. This is a vehicle for commuting, distances where you're aware of where I'm going, when I'm coming back, because it's same, just same to Mustang, just like any electric car. Okay, so anyway, in conclusion, I'm going to show you a little bit more about the data that I give you here. 480 horsepower for the Mustang, 456 horsepower for the Model Y, and the torque on the Mustang is 634, where the Model Y is 497. But again, remember they said the Model Y felt better. It felt more eager, more wanted to go. So horsepower, the weight, obviously the weight is a lot. Okay, they're very heavy vehicles. Okay, but so there's a bunch of data. I'll leave the description below. The tires for 245 tires, Pirelli Zero. Jeez, man, Pirelli P0. These are like sticky tires, people. 255s. 250. That's what I have on my Evo. Yeah, these are very sticky tires. So more numbers as far as here's the weight, about 5,000 pounds. The Model Y is a little bit lighter. It's 4,408, where the Mustang is 4,980. So almost 5,000 pounds. Wow. 20 pounds shy of being 5,000 pounds. Weight distribution 50-50. I'd love to see that. Now they're able to do that like accurately because batteries and electric engine. Seating capacity 5. You can put a lot of people in this vehicle. Awesome. Again, they're very similar in all the other aspect. Cargo volume, the Tesla has more cargo volume. So 0 to 60, once again, the Tesla 30.5, the Mustang 3.6. From 0 to 100, 12.3, the Tesla 8.7. Not that you're gonna be doing that, okay? These numbers are stupid in my opinion. The 0 to 60, a lot of people love them. To me, it means nothing, has no meaning. The passing 45 to 60, 1.8 to 1.5, the Tesla is still quicker, way quicker. That's probably something that would make, that is the most important probably thing, data you'll probably take is the passing. It takes about 2 seconds for the Mustang and 1.5 seconds for the Tesla. 1.8 to 1.5 to be exact. The braking, the Mustang brake better, and it's almost 1G. Remember the 1G lateral grip was the holy grail? Well, now you can achieve it with a vehicle that sits 5 people, sits off the ground, high off the ground, and it's electric. That's beautiful. Love technology. I love technology. Price as tested for the Mustang is almost 70,000. For the Tesla 66, but again, this it's not out in production yet. It's still being we still don't know. It's probably probably gonna be hovering around the same. So probably out of the door from the dealership, I don't know, 75 probably. And the warranty 3 years, 36,000 mile. Tesla gets a little bit more mileage. Powertrain 8 years, unlimited miles. For the Mustang 5 years, 60,000 mile, 8 years, 100,000 mile. EV battery. I think that's smarter for the Mustang. I think Tesla is I'm not sure because a new company, they're just trying to attract more people. But the 8 years unlimited miles, I feel that's doesn't make any sense. Because why would be 4 years, 50,000 miles for the basic warranty, but a power terrain warranty would be 8 years unlimited. Unless Tesla knows something we don't know, that the battery is gonna last for sure 8 years, and after 8 years, who knows? But again, if you're spending that much money on a car, $70,000, are you really gonna drive it for 8 years? Are you really gonna take the value of that vehicle to the ground? I don't believe so. I think most people are gonna have this car for 3, 4 years. You're gonna lease it, or do payments on it to own it, and then after that you're gonna take it to the dealer, get a newer one, just like what you do with your phone. I don't believe anyone's gonna drive that car for 8 years. Of course, it's gonna be driven for 8 years, but I don't see an owner buying that car and keeping it for 8 years. I'm very highly unlikely. Of course, God knows, whoever, there's always someone out there will do something, right? The range for the Mustang, 260 miles. For the Tesla, 303 miles. So the Tesla got more range. But both have the recommended charging 250 volt to 480 volt electricity. Both are the same. And the Tesla is still not on sale yet. So, anyways, let me know what you guys think about it. Which one you like? Are you excited about it? Are you not? What's your opinion of it? Do you think this is a cool car, or do you think it's just like whatever? I'm not interested in it. I personally think it's amazing. I love the fact that the electric cars are not just changing our perspective of 0 to 60 and what car can do. It's also, I'm happy to see the way they look now. Cars don't need to look a certain way. They could be a crossover SUV and so perform. And if it so anyway, let me know what you guys think. All right, everybody, my name is Eddie. Thank you for watching. If you like this content, or you want to see something else, other stories, feel free to email me. Let me know. And always use the comments below. Thank you everyone for watching. My name is Eddie. Take care. See ya. Bye bye.